back in practice has been super helpful. Finally everyone is back and ready. And, it just takes time to build chemistry and, kind of get things going, but we're learning about each other, which is awesome. Seattle's a great team. They've obviously had a ton of success in this league. And so we know we're going to have to be really locked in, this weekend.
Angel was a big part of the team last year as it made the run to the WNBA finals, injured in our final preseason game. Just what does that mean from a basketball sense? You've played against her, you played with her during training camp these past couple of weeks. What do you lose as a player, but what do you sort of maintain as a leader? Because she's still going to be an active part of the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's just devastating. I obviously someone that just came back from a major injury. My heart goes out to her, and just it's a big loss for our team. On the basketball court, she's one of the greatest players to ever play, and she's a Hall of Famer. And when you look at the impact she makes, not only offensively but defensively, it's a big loss for our team. And so we know that a bunch of people are going to have to step up in other ways. And she's on the sidelines, she's cheering us on. I know she will continue to do that throughout the season. So, we wish her the best, and her energies is just contagious. And so we're still grateful to have her in that experience standpoint.
And Bill gave her a homework assignment while we're gone for this weekend. He handed her a clipboard and said, draw up some plays. So I assume you're all going to be in her ear trying to get her to call your number.
Yeah, maybe slide her some per diem under the table. We'll see what she can do for me.
Perfect. Michelle Vopel.
Yeah. Kelsey, if I could just follow up on John's question a little bit. I know, you've talked a lot about coming back, after the injury and what you bring. How does that change with Angel out for you specifically?
I mean, I'm coming off the bench. And I think I'm actually really excited about it. I know that I'm a starter in this league. But I think with our team and how it's set up, the best place for me personally is coming off the bench, and Bill and I have talked about it a lot. So I know that I'm going to come in and bring a ton of energy, and I'm going to have to fill a lot of that scoring gap and defensive intensity gap that Angel brought. And she's already talked to me about that. And, I'm ready. I'm fully back. I'm fully healed, and I'm ready to go. I know I'll have to miss some games for USA basketball, and that's unfortunate, but when I get the opportunity to play, I'm still going to play a ton of minutes. And so, I think starting is kind of just like, it's great, but I'm going to finish the games, and I'm going to be a big difference maker out there.
And I guess one other thing, when Angel got hurt, you guys probably had a sense that it was a difficult injury. When you knew that she was gone, did you guys just talk to each other as a group, just about how you can both help her, and then, how you can get past this, as difficult as it is?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone on our team was just kind of breathless when it happened. We knew pretty much right away, just seeing the incident. And it happened in game. So again, it's a preseason game. There's a lot going on. But I think that we've talked about it individually and collectively, and just trying to figure out, it's not like one person that comes in and fills her role, right? It's a multitude of people stepping up and doing different things to try to close that gap. And that's someone that's not replaceable, so the gap is never going to be necessarily closed, because she's one of one. We know Angel, we know what she brings to the table. And I think it's great that she's still choosing to be here, to be a leader in our locker room. She's at practice, she's talking to us. So I still think we're going to get a lot of that experience in other ways. Unfortunately, it's not on the court.
Thank you.
Jose, I know you've got having a little bit of difficulty holding on to to the internet here, but give it a quick shot.
Kelsey, aside from you being back healthy, what are you more excited about coming to this season? And with some final cuts being today, what type of advice do you give to the women that did make the team?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to be back. I've worked really hard to get to this point. About 10 and a half months post Achilles, which I think most people are just starting to play. So for me, able to be in game shape and feel ready, I'm very grateful for that. There's a lot of people that have helped me get to this point. So, this is not something that I just did by myself. I think that, cuts are super difficult, and I think it's tough. I've been cut during USA basketball tryouts before. I've been cut in volleyball tryouts before. And I think it's one of those things where you can take it two different directions. You can kind of feel sorry for yourself. You can feel really dismayed. Or you can take it as, you know what, this is a great lesson. I'm going to learn from it. And if I get the opportunity to come back, I'm going to do it a little bit differently, or I know what to do now better. And so, it's tough. This league is so tough. We talk about 144, but really with the new rosters and how everything's changing, it's probably more like 136 because people are taking 11 and not 12. And so it's just like, man, it's cutthroat and it's ruthless. And there's a lot of good players that are going to get cut this year.
Final question as well, Kelsey. What can fans expect from you this season, especially now that it's been announced that we're...
Yeah, I think I'm going to piece that question together. So, I don't really care about doing a lot of the talking right now. I'd rather just watch and play and see the work I put in and see the difference from last year to this year. But I'm really excited about having fans, to have Vegas announce that we're going to have, around 2,000 people is going to make a big difference. Our fans are passionate, they're loud, and it's exciting. I think that me watching in the bubble, watching from home, the bubble, fans are super important to our game. And so to be able to have them and have our community of the Aces still hold that home court advantage.
All right, let's go to you, Rafiq.
Hey, Kelsey, I just want to get your thoughts on your teammate, Asia Wilson, making an appearance on Sweet Tea's latest music video.
Yeah, I saw that. That was so cool. I think that Asia's the perfect person to put on a music video. I mean, she's obviously, she's beautiful. She's funny. She's dope. She's got a lot going on right now. And I think there's no way better to put the MVP of our league and the best player of our league, on a Sweet's music video. So that was dope. I actually haven't seen it. I've only seen clips. But again, it's great representation. And so it's pretty cool.
And another question that involves reputation of women in sports is that the Atlanta Dream has its first all-Black, all African-American women broadcast team that includes LaChina Robinson and Autumn Johnson. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I do. As someone that has done broadcasting for games with, either Pac-12 networks or ESPN, I think it's phenomenal that they have an amazing, team in place. I think LaChina has called a ton of our games and she does a phenomenal job. She's one of the best in the business. So really excited about Atlanta and how they're, putting that came together. I know it's history, so it's pretty cool to be a part of that.
Thank you for your time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one last question, Kelsey. We've got Jackie Young coming up here momentarily. So just wanted to get your thoughts on how she's improved over the past 3 years.
Oh, that was a question for me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jack, man. I mean, Jackie's always been super talented and she just has a certain skill set and physical ability that not very many people have. But I think she's really added an outside game. Her jumper has come a ton, like really far, she's super consistent, but she's super smart. I think she sees the floor really well. And, every year you grow in experience. And I think that ultimately helps your game. And it's so hard when you're already that good to add layers to your game. But yeah, I would say, her off season, I was with her in workouts and she's really added that, long mid-range jump shot, 3-ball. So excited for it this year.
Thanks a lot, KP. We will see you in Seattle. We will be right back with Jackie Young.